Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a much more personal video, and as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit anxious and nervous right now to do this. After a lot of encouragement from friends and my mum, I decided I should do a very personal video, and as you can probably tell by the heading of this video, I'm going to talk about anxiety. And I know if you know me, you're going to be like, Sarah Jane doesn't have anxiety. You're wrong. I might come across as a very confident and very self-assured person, but that is from years of knowing how to cope and get on with my anxiety. And like, there's still days where I am not the confident person that you see sitting before you in a camera, or sitting, or I'm really anxious. There's days where I'm not the confident person, and if you want proof, you can ask my mum, or my mum, because people get out to me because I call her mum. Anxiety has become so prominent in Ireland today in society. I know so many people that have anxiety and suffer from panic attacks and any other mental health problems that you can think of. I know someone that's been touched by it. And my story with anxiety, I'm not too sure when it all started. Personally, I think I've always been an anxious person, and I'd say my parents would say the same thing. Although I've been quite a sociable and confident child all my life, and then a sociable teenager, and even now, as you'd say, a young adult, I have a lot of anxious tendencies, and I do suffer from panic attacks. It used to start off as like tiny panic attacks whenever homework had to be done in school, and I wasn't capable. In my mind, I used to think, I'm not smart enough to do this homework, I'm not going to get it done. Or if it came to a test, I'd be like, I'm not smart enough, I'm going to fail this test, I'm not going to get my exams, I'm not going to get my leaving cert. Like, I used to panic a lot. Like, my mum will tell you that I'd spend hours in our study preparing for exams, doing homework. Like, when people would do 2 hours of study and getting in an exam, I'd have to put in 12 hours, and there'd be about 5 panic attacks in between, because I'd be like so stressed and so anxious, and it's crazy. I'm getting even anxious thinking about it now, because it still happens today. Like, I still panic, and Sarah will be proof for this, and Susan. When it comes to assignments, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm not smart enough to be in college, what am I doing here? I'll never pass this assignment, I'll never pass this exam, I'm ridiculous. I'm ridiculous when it comes to this. I suppose my anxiety really started when I was sick a couple of years ago, and it got really bad a couple of years ago, and so did my panic attacks. Oh my god, I'm really anxious right now. When I was sick, the main reason I was anxious was because I was sick. I couldn't talk, that was my problem. I had a problem in my throat and I couldn't talk, so I couldn't communicate. And when I had to be sociable, I'd get very anxious and panicky, and I'd rather do anything than be sociable. Like, I would beg my parents not to bring me places and not to do things because I just didn't want to be sociable. Sorry, sinus is at me, oh god. My friends also were dropping like flies, as a better way to be putting it. I got sick in my leaving cert year. So if you're not Irish, that'd be like your last year in high school, secondary school, the year before you go to college or university. And I got sick, and it was as stressful enough as it is doing your leaving cert. I was sick on top of it. I keep saying I'm sick, but some of my friends, and like, I suppose they didn't think of this themselves, but they kind of like just left, and I felt like I had nobody apart from my family. Now, bearing in mind, I did have, and I still have some great friends that got me through that, but like 3. And then like my fangirl family, as I like to call them, only for them I don't think I would have got through what I was going through back then a few years ago. I'm getting emotional. But yeah, it was tough. Oh my god, I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I'm back. I thought I was over that little cry I had. I went and had my cry and I said I'd come back. But I apologise if I do start to tear up again. I suppose this is, as I said, this is very personal to me, and very few people there's very few people I've been this open with about my anxiety. So I'm sorry if I'm not my usual bubbly self and I'm burst into tears at any stage, and also if I keep looking down to save me being so panicky about this video. I've jotted down things I want to talk about, so they're like right down here. So if I annoy you by looking down, that's why. But just to finish up on what I was saying, and all, like, people say you find out who your true friends are when you are going through something, or when you're sick, or anything that's happening in your life. And I did find out who my true friends were, and my god, I have some incredible friends, and only for them, sorry Jane, do not cry, as I said, only for them I wouldn't have got through what I've gone through. And I won't lie, I know I had depression and everything on top of my anxiety and panic attacks at the time, but that was obvious. Like, my future seemed very bleak. Sorry. Like, as I said, I was sick. It didn't look like I was getting better. I didn't think I'd ever be able to talk again. Felt lonely. Like, at the time, my nearest friends to me were my fangirl friends, and they lived in Dublin, Cork, everywhere in between, but apart from where I'm from, apart from Shauna. Shout out Shauna Kylie. But like, there's that. And college, university, it was the one thing that I have always dreamed of doing, is going to university, furthering my education, getting the job I want, and having the career that I dream of having. And when I got sick, and when anxiety and all that took over, I couldn't see that far ahead. I couldn't see myself getting to college and doing what I'm doing now. Like, if you asked me back in 2012 what would I be doing in 2016, I couldn't tell you. I was in such a small frame of mind. Like, I couldn't see beyond that day. I didn't know what was going on, and I was in a bad place, and I admit that now. Oh my god, I said I wouldn't get emotional, but I knew this would happen. It's because I'm very anxious. I've been very anxious all day. Yeah, so then I went to college, and then I met more amazing people who are my friends now, and they helped me get through. Like, the first 2 years in college I couldn't talk. I was still sick. And my amazing group of friends that I have, enemy friends, and even friends that aren't in my course, you're amazing if you are watching this, by the way. Thank you very much for standing by me and supporting me when I didn't feel like I had that support. You were always there for me. So yeah, like, as you can clearly tell, I still suffer with anxiety so much. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, during college, like the first 2 years in college, university, because I know people have different differentiations, I can't say that word, between college and university, but I'm university, but I keep saying college because that's what we call it here in Ireland. The first 2 years in university, I didn't feel as if I was as anxious as I was. I thought I would be more anxious, but I wasn't. I had my few panic attacks, and I'd have my bouts of anxiety, but it wouldn't be as severe as what I would say now. And I have noticed, and my mum will tell you, and even my dad and some of my family and some of my friends will say it as well, that since around last July up until now, oh my god, my anxiety's come back, and it's more of a I could be fine today, and then the 6 other days of the week I could be really down with my anxiety, and I could have panic attacks, and my frame of mind might not be where I want to be. And I've noticed that this bout of anxiety, like, and I'm saying bout because I know I'm still quite anxious right now, like, this bout of anxiety has changed who I am. I haven't been who I am for a while. Like, I have my days where I'm back to normal and I'm my cheery old self, but then I'll have days and weeks where I'm just like, I'm faking it, I'm faking who I am, and I know I shouldn't be doing that, but it's my way of getting on. Like, I feel as if I pretend that I'm fine and everything's okay, that I will be. Oh my god. And that's been like that since last July, and I kind of have my ideas as to why that is, and I think it's just an accumulation of everything that's been going on in my life. Like, there's, oh my god, I lost 3 members of my family within 17 months of each other, quite suddenly. I lost my Uncle Harold in June 2014. 8 weeks later I lost my Auntie Audrey, and then at Christmas just gone by I lost my Auntie Lorna, and all very suddenly. And you know, when something sudden happens in your life that changes, it's just like, oh my, like, stabbing yourself in the heart wouldn't be as painful, I think. Not that I ever promote doing that. But, and then last July I lost a friend that has always had faith in me, even when I was sick. Larkin. He passed away suddenly, and I think, oh my god. Okay, I'm going to focus now, I'm not crying anymore. But anyway, what I was saying, I lost my friend Larkin last July suddenly, and he's always been, as I say, he's always had faith in me. He's always supported me in like any of my career decisions. When everyone, like, when I said, oh, I want to be in journalism, I want to be in media, one day I want to be on like the likes of Expose, or, you know, something that you think, oh god, you'll never reach. And he was like, Sarah Jane, you can do it. I have every faith in you. Of anyone I know you can do it. So yeah, like, all of that accumulated, I suppose, has had an effect on me, because I'm a very, like, as you can tell, I'm a very emotional person, and I'm with my heart over than my head. And when things happen, I take it as like I take it very badly, like, clearly. So yeah, that's why I think my anxiety has been as bad as it has for the last few months, and I'm angry at myself that I've let it change who I am. But I'm focusing, I'm trying to work on that, so hopefully from now on I will be myself again. So yeah, god, Christ, I apologise for the emotional neck that's in front of you right now, but I did say it was a personal topic I was going to talk about today, so I'm sorry. So yeah, I think that's why I haven't been myself, and I think that's why my anxiety's been so bad. And I'm like, so now I have all of that out of the way, I want to share my ways of how I deal with anxiety. And you're probably thinking I'm not dealing with it very well as I'm crying on camera right now, but I guess that's just the day that's in it. And like, yeah, it's Easter Sunday, and it's been 3 months since my Auntie Lorna passed away, and I had my Uncle Cecil here for dinner today, and it was kind of just, it was hard on all of us, like, that she wasn't there, because she's a huge presence, and at Easter she's always going mad with the gifts and stuff, so it was kind of hard. But anyway, I'll share with you the ways that I deal with anxiety. So the first one is talk. And for me, I find that I bottle things up, and I think that makes my anxiety worse. And there's been weeks on end where I won't say anything to anyone, and then it'll bottle up, and then one day I'm just feeling crap, and that's not the way to do it. So I try to talk to my friends, and then there's my mum. My mum is great. She always knows when my anxiety's at me, so she'll ask me what's wrong and we'll get over it, and she'll calm me down and she'll get me back up on a positive, happy Sarah Jane level. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I have an amazing family unit as well. Like, my family are very supportive, very loving, and they literally just want you to be the best you that you can be. So I have anyone in my family I can talk to as well. Like, it's like, I can't, like, talking when you have anxiety, panic attacks, or any mental health problem, it does help. And I know it seems like a tiny little thing, but sharing your problem, as the saying is, a problem shared is a problem halved, and it is so true. Like, don't take talking for granted. Like, just getting whatever's in here out takes this, like, it takes the weight off your shoulders, literally. Like, you feel so much better. Second thing I find is breathing, so taking deep breaths. So as, like, when I've had my emotional breakdowns on camera, I've literally just gone for a couple of minutes. I usually say about 10 minutes, and then I'm focused, I'm calm, I'm grand again. I've just noticed, actually, one of my key things that I know when I'm very anxious or I'm about to have a panic attack is my left arm starts to shake a lot. And you probably see me at the beginning of the video, I was holding this hand like for dear life. It's like my thing. I hold it to stop it, and when I know when I'm holding it, I know I'm trying, like, I'm focusing on preventing a panic attack happening, and I'm like, no, Sarah Jane, you are not anxious today, you could do this. A third thing that I do is, sometimes my panic attacks and my anxiety stems around college, university, that sort of thing, or even like things in life in general. So my thing is, I try and prepare. So if I'm prepared, I prevent having that meltdown that leads to anxiety, that leads to a panic attack, going, oh my god, I can't do this. So I try to plan and prepare realistically, so that I plan enough time that I can take a 10-minute break and be like, okay, just chill, relax, go for a walk, have a talk with a friend, ring mum, listen to music, meditate, just do whatever you can. Like, prepare and plan. That's the thing. I think if you make a schedule, and if it doesn't go to plan, don't worry about it. And I'm sort of the one that's like, oh my god, I didn't go to plan, Jesus Christ, the world's going to end. Nah, I'm like, okay, that didn't happen, do not have a panic attack, this will be fine, breathe. And it's great that, like, when you think like that, it's great. It helps a lot. A journal. I've only started doing this recently, so I have noticed that when I write down what is wrong, like if I'm feeling anxious or I feel like a panic attack's happening or I'm just not happy, I'll write it down. And I feel like writing it down is like talking to someone. I haven't gone to the, like, totally crazy stage where I've named my journal and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm talking to whatever. But I do think that if you're Irish, you probably know about Brezzy, and he has named his depression and anxiety demon Jeffrey. Alright, and I think that's a really good idea. I haven't got to that stage yet. I don't have a name that I hate enough that I would actually want to call my anxiety, but I do write everything down. And I do find that if I write down, and if I'm having anxiety or a panic attack, I take a record of what has triggered it and see is there a pattern, and then I'll try and prevent that trigger kicking off another anxiety attack or a panic attack. And I have found that that does help. Yeah. Another, I've lost count, is this number 5? Yeah. Take time for you. So in the midst of hectic schedule. Like mine is like university, I have work with Celia, I have my social life, I have my home life, and I have like my life, and it is full throttle go all the time. Like Jesus, I'm not looking forward to this week. Let's just hope that my anxiety calms down before this week begins, because it's quite busy. But it's important to take time for yourself, so take time out. Like if it's all getting too much, just be like, okay, I'm not doing anything at the moment, I'm going to focus on me, repair myself, and do whatever I have to do to get back to where I should be. And whether it is going for a walk, reading a book, meditating, having a cuddle with a pet, having a cuddle with someone you love, like hugging is great anxiety reliever. Like don't underestimate it. Do whatever makes you smile in here again, and makes you smile here physically again, and not a fake one, a real one. Sleep is very important. I noticed that when I do my journal thing, the nights that I don't sleep very often, and since I got sick, my sleeping patterns haven't been great, because when I was sick I couldn't sleep throughout the night. I'd be waking up every half an hour. But I've noticed that when I don't sleep enough, that's when my anxiety gets worse, and that's when I have more panic attacks. So sleep is very important. Don't deprive yourself of a good night's sleep if you feel that you're going to suffer with your anxiety that day, the next day, or following days. The number one thing that I do actually when I'm having panic attacks, or I feel like anxiety is at me, is grounding techniques. And I discovered this when I was sick, and it helped me immensely. Yeah, it's great. I googled it and it was the first thing that came up, and then I saw another YouTuber actually saying she does this too. So I have to look at my notes now because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's 5 things you can see around you, 4 things you feel. So you can feel, so like right now I can feel a book, I can feel my hair, I can feel the ground, I can feel a book. Like you look around your surroundings and see what you can see. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you smell or like the smell of, and then 1 thing you like about yourself. And it has to be a good thing, like obviously you like about yourself. It can't be a negative. You have to lift your spirits back up, and that's what they call grounding techniques. You're putting your feet back on the ground and you're going again. Yeah, so that's all I have really in my notes. So I've got through the rest of this video without crying. Well done, Sergi. So yeah, that's my story with anxiety. I don't know really what else to say apart from thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like my videos of recent times, don't forget to subscribe. If you have anxiety and you have a different way of like coping with it, and you'd like to share it with me, please leave it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm sorry for being an emotional wreck, but it is an emotional video that I was recording. But I hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon.